Well, hey everyone, we're at Gold Coast Weightlifting Club, and this is Jonesy with Club Rehab, and we're doing a quick thing that I like to call 60 Seconds with Jonesy, and we've got Leandra Miscamble. Is that how you pronounce it?
I do, Miss Campbell.
Miss Campbell. Is it like that separate and pronounced? Miss Campbell.
It's one long word. Yeah, one long word. Mistaken for Miss Campbell.
Gotcha. Which is kind of an issue for you because you were a teacher, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's a hard one for them to get their mouths around. Mrs. Miss Campbell.
Nice one. And for everyone listening out there, you're a Masters weightlifter.
I am.
And
yes.
you've... I'll come and sit next to you, actually. We're hanging out here at training, and everyone's warming up and stuff, so I'm not going to interfere in your warm-up, but because we all know how important that is.
It is.
But how long have you been weightlifting for?
6 years.
6 years?
Yes.
And so you walked into this sport at... Pardon me asking.
I turned 50.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you turned 50 and...
Well, I just turned 51, but at 50 I started an interest in doing something about the middle-age spread.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How on earth does a 50-year-old lady choose weightlifting? How does that come about? Were you a fan when you were younger?
No, never really that interested in it. I was an equestrian for most of my life, where I come from a very horsey family. But I started to run, to fight, putting on weight in that middle-age thing. And it was wearing my knees out. I got very slim, but I could feel my knees wearing and wearing. So I looked around for something that would give me the same amount of aerobic strength as running, as well as supporting bones and that in my old age. And I got onto a young man who was coaching up at Linzey Boys College at the time. He was the strength and fitness coach there, and he actually had a group of older people that he was coaching in Olympic weightlifting.
Wow. And how do your family and friends react to you being a weightlifter?
They find it very unusual, I think.
Yep.
They think it's different. They probably think I'm a little bit obsessed, and one day I'm going to get over it. I don't think they really understand.
Yeah. What is it to you?
It's a big part of my life.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Keeps me fit. Gives me a great social life. I've got a great lot of friends because of it, and people that you normally wouldn't have anything to do with in your normal everyday life. It's a broad spectrum of people.
Yeah. Cool. And you've taken your weightlifting from that innocent introductory session at Linzey College.
Yes. I fell in love with it straight away. Yeah. Fell in love with it from the very first moment because I could just straight away see the benefits. There was a gentleman there who was 80 and he was fit and he was happy, and I thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
That's an awesome attitude to have. And then you've done even more than that, just doing it. You've represented Australia at World Masters.
Yes, I've represented Australia at international level quite a few times now, and that's been great for me, mentally as well as physically, because that is a real challenge to fly a long way and represent your country in a sport.
Nice. And who have your coaches been? Let's give them a shout out.
Well, Dave DeRose is my original coach, who was the coach at Linzey Boys College. He's now in Cairns and has an excellent business, a CrossFit and Olympic weightlifting business up there, and helps a lot of schools. And then Paul Wheeler was my second coach. He was a very good coach, Paul. He was a head man into the psychology of it, as well as the technical thing, which is a big thing, because once you get to lift a certain weight and you get to a certain level, it's a battle in your head to progress. Your body, people say, oh, you can do that, you can lift that weight, but it's a head thing. It's all about relaxing and if you worry about it, it won't work.
Nice. And who's your current coach?
Linzey Beister at Gold Coast Weightlifting Club.
Great.
At Burleigh.
Excellent. And your experience over at Worlds, how do you equate our weightlifting culture here in Australia with those that you came into contact with at Worlds?
Exactly the same. You go to a platform in Russia, you go to a platform in Poland, in Cyprus, it's exactly the same thing. Nothing varies in the actual art of Olympic weightlifting. It's the same thing worldwide.
Excellent. And I said originally that this is going to be 60 seconds, but quite frankly, you're interesting, so I'm going to ask some more. But what is it about you train in the afternoons?
Yes,
Yep.
only because of my work. Because I'm in school holidays at the moment, I've been coming at 5:30, and for me, the way my body is, that's the ideal time to train. The evening isn't as good, but because I'm older, I'm obviously tired by the afternoon after work.
Yep.
So I do train in the afternoon, but it's only because of my work.
And how do you deal with training as someone who's 50 plus, and how do you recover between your sessions?
To be sensible, and I don't do it. I try and do it. I don't do it a lot of the time. You need plenty of sleep.
Yep.
Sleep is a really big thing in recovery as you're older. I suppose it is with everybody. Even with young people, you need plenty of sleep, and you really do need to eat well. And by that I don't mean sticking to this really rigid routine, but you do have to eat everything. You have to have your veggies and make sure that you're getting plenty of meat and all the things that you know you need to have on that food pyramid, and try not to eat too much rubbish. Just maybe have a couple of rubbishy things a week.
Yeah, nice one. Has your approach to that changed over time?
With my diet or with my general way of life?
Recovery, yeah.
Yes, I think about it. I do think about it a lot more than when I was younger, I guess. Yes, I think as you're older you become more aware of that, and you look around and see people that are the same age like I see people the same age as me, and I can't believe they're the same age as me because they're not thinking about looking after themselves.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because, those of us that are a bit younger than you probably take things for granted around how we treat our bodies.
Oh, yes. I can see young people having an injury with Olympic weightlifting, and they recover within 2 weeks. They're back into it. But with someone like me, if I did something like that, it could be 3 months. So I'm really careful about, not back squatting massive weights, even though I know I can do it sometimes. I think, don't show off. It's not worth it. Your knee will blow out.
And for people who are looking for longevity in this sport,
in Olympic weightlifting, like in their later years, or younger people,
or younger people wanting to lift until they're
a younger person, I would say if something is niggling you, don't listen to that rubbish about training through it. If something is hurting, you pay attention to it, because it's your body telling you something's not liking it, and rest it. And if it doesn't recover, go and see someone about it. Don't carry on with an injury, because you'll end up in a terrible mess and have to have an operation, and you won't be able to weightlift for 12 months and all that goes with that.
Do you get regular treatment at all?
No, I don't do any of that. I have one good physio that I go to if something's really bothering me, but I'm very lucky with that. I only occasionally have to have something looked at. I don't have massages, but I do a fair bit of stretching, and I pay attention to that sort of thing.
Is that because you don't feel you need it?
Massages, I just don't like them. I don't. You know, when you go to the hairdresser and they do that head thing in the head, I think, please let this end.
It's a really good point, because everyone is individual in the way they...
Yes. Most people do like to have a massage, but I just don't like it.
Yep. And then that works for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, well, I better let you get into some training for tonight. Thanks heaps for spending a bit of time. Congratulations on everything you've achieved so far, and I really look forward to watching you in the future and seeing you at the next Worlds.
Thank you.
Thanks
for talking to me.
All right, cheers.